Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video, and today we're giving away $200 worth of crypto. All that you have to do to enter this amazing giveaway is press the like button on this video, comment something down below, and make sure you have the notification bell on. How you turn the notification bell on is just by quickly pressing subscribe and tick on the little bell icon next to it. Now, all we need to give this away is 250 likes within 24 hours, and the giveaway winner will then be announced tomorrow. Now, also, another thing I want to do for you guys is actually tip you guys some XRP on Twitter. I'm going to be making this a daily thing, or a kind of a cool thing, I think, as a reward for all y'all that are following me on Twitter and sending some stuff around. Well, if you go to my Twitter, @TheDustyBC, make sure you follow that, by the way, for some cool updates on here as well. But every time I announce it in a video and I upload a video and announce it, of course, go ahead and go to Twitter and quickly retweet the last video I put on there. Because in this case, right, if you watch my previous video, in there I told everybody who retweets this one, the first 10 people will get a little tip in XRP. And again, there's not going to be large amounts of XRP or anything like that, but it's the sense of you being the first, you being a winner. And also, maybe if you grab every video that I do, and I do 3 a day, sort of like that, you know, you retweet every one as the first one, it might add up at one point. Okay, I don't know how much XRP I'm going to be giving away. It might be 0.01, might be 0.1, might be 5 XRP each. I don't completely know yet what I'm going to be doing, but I'm definitely going to be giving money away, and I want to kind of make this a regular thing, all right? So make sure that you're watching this right now. Go ahead and go to Twitter and do that. Press retweet right now. So guys, Stellar airdrop recipients are selling XLM to exchanges for fiat, other cryptos, finds Coinmetrics' report. I actually want to take a little bit of a step back today and talk about all of the developments of Stellar, Vechain, and Cardano. Let me quickly turn that off right there. I don't completely know what it is about, but we do not need any phone calls. So what is this about? Well, according to a recent report, and let me actually open this up on the side here, published by the analysis firm Coinmetrics, Stellar Lumens' airdrop have either been left unclaimed or exchanged to other cryptocurrency. This is on its own already pretty scary for me to read. I mean, whenever you're doing a pretty big airdrop, and Stellar is known for doing some huge airdrops, it is exactly the opposite of what you want. You want these people to have, you want these people to use it in the sense of paying others in XLM. You do not want them, and that's like a biggest no-no right there, you do not want them to sell your coins. In the first week of September, Keybase.io came up with the big Stellar space drop. As part of this airdrop, 100 million XLM were to be distributed among users on its platform, and this was supposed to be the first in a series of airdrops to Keybase users. A total of 2 billion XLM were planned for the airdrops over a course of 20 months, leading 2% of the whole XLM supply. Coinmetrics revealed that all the 100 million XLM that were pre-distributed to 274,000 accounts between September 9th and 14th, and this is evident from the abrupt increase in the number of XLM accounts owning between $100 and $10 during the airdrop period. Furthermore, 8,800 accounts received 350 XLM, out of which 4,000 accounts actually claimed their free token, 266,000 accounts received 356 and a little bit less than the number before XLM, and 50.3k Keybase users claimed XLM. As of 23rd of September, so far only 90 million XLM have been claimed out of the 100 million XLM currently distributed, and 2 billion maximum distributable, the research stated. The claim rate for this airdrop stood at 20%, only around 1 million XLM have ended up on exchanges. This is in contrast to blockchain.com's airdrop, where a vast majority of the airdrop XLM that was sent to users was sent to various exchanges, meaning recipients of the airdrops hold their XLM in exchange for fiat or other cryptocurrencies. So, to conclude, Coinmetrics said, our analysis shows that despite it being literally free money, only a minority of the targeted population actually claimed their airdrop money, 1.2 million addresses out of 30 to 40 million wallets for blockchain.com, around 20% of Keybase users. Now, personally not using Keybase, and I was not really planning on going out of my way to grab this airdrop, but if they say it like that, you know, it's kind of silly for the XLM community or the Keybase community to not pick up free money. It's kind of strange, right? Because it might as well be, you know, let's say $10. I don't even know how much it is. In this case, they're saying 350 XLM. If we scroll down a little bit, we see Stellar. We can quickly calculate how much that would be, right? To US dollars, 350. It's $20. I mean, I would take a quick $20 every single day of the week. It's a pretty nice little gift right there. Though I do not know what you need to do to actually be able to claim this. I do not know what you need to, fill in. Maybe it's a lot of work. I have never checked it out. I'm assuming a lot of people don't know about this airdrop either. Despite XLM airdrops over the past year, the figures for active addresses, an important factor that determines the fundamental value of the network, was on a decline. As of the 24th of December, the active addresses count on metrics was around 50.4K. Stellar Lumen price analysis, XLM USD turning point. A double-digit recovery put it at a crossroads. Stellar Lumens remains technically bearish across the short and medium term. The 4-hour time frame shows that a bearish breakout from an ascending triangle pattern is underway, and the daily frame continues to show a head and shoulders pattern in play. Well, this is actually an article from the 2nd of October, so I find it kind of interesting to take a look at it where it is at today in comparison to what they said in this article right here. So, to summarize it, they said Stellar Lumens has staged an impressive double-digit recovery from its 2019 trading low, which could mark an important long-term price floor. The XLM USD pair needs to hold price above the 6.35 cent level to inspire a possible rally towards 7.4 cents level. If a rally fails to materialize, the cryptocurrency could come under severe downside pressure, and I guess that is actually pretty intuitive. It's not that crazy and also not that far-fetched. In the broader perspective there's not really much to check, because really what they're saying is we need to hold the price above there, and we are not holding. So I mean, what is there else to say? I mean, we did not hold, we go below it. It's pretty obvious. It's not that crazy, right? They just said if we hold above this, we could be rallying towards this, but we didn't. So it's kind of point blank. I mean, there's not too much to be said about it. One thing that is quite important to discuss quickly or briefly is the Stellar Foundation wants to eliminate the XLM inflation. Of course, with any cryptocurrency, I shouldn't say any cryptocurrency, with some cryptocurrency there's inflation, and in this case, XLM inflation is not improving the Stellar economy. The Stellar Development Foundation has tabled a proposal to do away with the inflation mechanism in Stellar XLM protocol. The foundation published a blog post announcing the proposal of the community, explaining that the mechanism isn't serving its intended purpose, and the proposal to eliminate the XLM inflation would now be subject to a vote by the validator nodes on the Stellar network. What is Stellar inflation and why isn't it working? Now, I don't completely know if I should explain to you guys how Stellar inflation works, as I assume that most people do know it already. But again, if you're not that interested, make sure you just skip a little bit further into the video, because I'm going to quickly let you guys know. Well, inflation was conceived as a means of incentivizing the ongoing growth of the Stellar ecosystem. At present, the initial supply of 100 billion XLM increases by 1% each year, which is distributed along with the transactions fees to network participants on a weekly basis. Voting determines the recipient's addresses of the distribution, with each XLM token representing one vote. Addresses must receive 0.05% of the overall vote to be eligible for an inflation reward, which is calculated in proportion to the number of votes submitted. If a particular address gets 5% of the vote, they'll receive 5% of the overall inflation reward for that week, which is again pretty intuitive. The founders of Stellar had a rosy vision that the token holders would direct their XLM inflation rewards towards their favorite projects, helping to foster adoption as more developers would join in hope of receiving their share of rewards. Instead, and sadly but surely, XLM holders figured out that if they club together into pools, they can help themselves to the rewards and in turn just cash out cold cash instead of helping out the ecosystem or helping out anybody else. Furthermore, each pool must then distribute the weekly rewards among all of its members, which puts strain on the validator nodes in the network to meet the demand for micro payouts. Because the XLM inflation rewards are effectively being distributed or redistributed across a broad base of holders, they aren't delivering any economic benefits. They're really just giving people some free money, but not really doing anything for the ecosystem rather than giving people money. You could see it differently though. In this sense, what it kind of does look like is like how we see traditional staking. You just have money to get money, right? That's how most of the like from a superficial perspective, that's how you see staking. You just have money, you get money. In this case, people pull together their resources into a pool, and they get rewarded for it, right? It gives people a little bit of a reason to hodl. So it might have some economic benefits in that regard as people keep your currency to be able to get more money from it. But on the side note, right, it's not what they intended with it. That's mainly the point, I guess, of failure. Affecting the change. On a technical level, the inflation operation will remain, but it will be modified in a way that it doesn't actually do anything. The change is being put through as a part of the normal protocol upgrade cycle, scheduled for October, and because it is a protocol change, the Development Foundation of Stellar, the SDF, cannot force it through. No, of course they do not. Therefore, if the validating network decides to not adopt the change by refusing to implement the upgrade, the SDF will create a new protocol that maintains the inflation feature and resubmit it to the network. Interestingly, the blog post openly admits that the SDF has been one of the biggest beneficiaries of the XLM inflation rewards. That might be also why they want to change it up right now before news is being spread that they're just doing this all to get money. It also acknowledges community concerns about the lack of transparency surrounding the XLM distribution overall, which it plans to address on the current version of the project roadmap. Currently, SDF is holding over 80% of the 105 billion XLM tokens, and this could be worrying for those invested in XLM, although the SDF clearly has a vested interest in acting responsibly as it releases those tokens. Well, one thing I do notice is a trend from Jet McCaleb's projects is that they all have to do with him getting a lot of money, or him holding on to a lot of money, or him losing a lot of money. Like, for example, we had the big exchange, Mt. Gox, right? Jet McCaleb was involved. We have Ripple, which owns a majority of those tokens. Jet McCaleb was involved. We have XLM, where they hold a majority of those tokens. Jet McCaleb is involved. What other projects do it this way? It's really strange how he does it. But I mean, he gets the ball rolling. He does a very good job at making money, I would say, right? He's good at it. He's definitely good at it. Stellar price analysis, bullish move on the horizon for XLM. Okay, so stellar price, long-term trend bearish, and stellar price, medium-term trend bearish. Stellar price, short-term prediction bullish, but in the end, it's not going too well. Stellar wants, because I'm trying to pull through it a little bit as we have a lot of stuff to talk about here. Stellar wants to remove inflation since it no longer serves its purpose. We just covered all of that in. I mean, there's a couple of other quotes that you can read through and get the story a little bit differently, but in the end, you guys all know what it means. 5 years and several million accounts later, it's clear that inflation doesn't serve this purpose. Rather than sending inflation to the projects building on Stellar, the majority of users join pools in order to claim that inflation for themselves if they set their inflation destination at all. Yeah, it's too bad. Too bad. Oh, one thing I also forgot to show you guys a little bit ago was Coinbase rolls out Stellar Lumens trading in New York State. Major United States-based cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase that it made Stellar's Lumens trading available also to those users who reside in New York. Just quickly wanted to mention that. Again, guys, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, TheDustTBC, and also don't forget to join the Discord and the Facebook group. Some links for those are in the description below. What coin would you like to see next? Let me know in the comment section. Moving over to Vechain, I've actually been seeing something really strange from Vechain. I've seen a drastic decrease in articles and in terms of news and in terms of everything that I see pop up. Because really, normally I could almost every single day type in Vechain or Vet or something like that and come up with a new story or a new bit to give you guys or some new information to talk about. But the last couple of weeks, I have not been finding anything. Last 3 weeks or so, the search results are just really bad. So that is also why I tried to exclude Vet from some of my videos. But it's definitely still one of my one of my favorite coins to talk about, and also one of the coins that I like to see do exceptionally well in this world, and I do think they stand a hell of a chance. But I think they should get a little bit more of a global internet presence. I mean, I don't want to say social media presence, as they're definitely there. They have their following. They post a lot on Twitter, and I cannot say they're lacking too much in that sense. But I think, in terms of how many articles that get published, I think it would help a lot for their popularity if they could just get it up a little bit more. Right? Because, I mean, for people like who make crypto videos on the news, they could be covering something then. I mean, even if it's some small stuff, maybe even if you're talking about price, I think they need to possibly try to incentivize some people to talk about it, or just kind of put up some more news on their Twitter for people to really blindly copy. I don't really know exactly what type of way they should be doing it, as it's not my job to think about that. But what I do think is that they should be trying to get it done, as I think it would help for their popularity. And right now they're lacking a little bit. You can see here September 27th is the last time they tweeted something, or my internet is screwed. That could also be the case because, I mean, not seeing too much of the good happening here. But yeah, I've just not been seeing it too much. That's basically the point that I wanted to make here. Let's see if this pictures can show, because I don't know what's going on here. Might be my internet, might be something else. Well, yeah, this article said Vechain declines by over 5% with this intraday movement. The Vechain loses 5.20% overnight and reaches 0.00332, and the next resistance seems possible at 0.0034. Period. Is it so interesting to talk about? No. Is it something? I guess so. I mean, it puts Vechain on the spot, and this is the only thing I can talk about. This is the only thing they have out there. Twitter not showing me anything. Medium, I don't even know what their Medium handle is for Vechain. I've not been checking that out too much. Articles not really out there too much, so what should I be covering, right? It's pretty hard to find news if it's not really being presented to you at all. You're gonna have to dig deep. I mean, what I do as in this case YouTube, right? I don't want to call myself that at all. In this case, a news reporter, maybe. I don't even want to call myself that. I try to look at all these places and try to compile the news into one easy to watch video for you guys, but they're not making it easy for me either. I mean, sometimes I have to dig really, really deep to be able to give you guys any info at all. In this case, we're just talking about price, but what I dislike about Vechain is talking about price. Price is definitely not on my mind when I'm thinking about Vechain. I would not even know how much it costs right now. Half a cent? Could be 0.003. Could be 0.007. Yeah, it's 0.0034. I had no idea. Why? Because I really don't give a I can say it, right? I really don't give a crap. I really do not care what the price of Vechain is. We all know the adoption that is yet to come with this coin. We all know the work they're putting in, the partnerships they've been getting, and we all know that this is not going to be stopped. What we do not know, though, is how they're going to let us all know that they're on a good path, because they're not doing that many updates. Cardano ADA holders to receive staking rewards. This is an old one, but I thought I should quickly let you guys know once more, because I've not been uploading too much of these other random miscellaneous coin videos. ADA holders will be able to receive staking rewards on the recently launched testnet. ADA USD is consolidating losses after a sharp sell-off. Pretty obvious, all of this, nothing new. It is a nice little sandbox just like Cardano. The only difference is you can register as a stake pool. This is again talking about the Chelly testnet, testnet. The only difference is you can register as a stake pool, you can delegate, you'll have all the interfaces to start actually staking. Charles Hoskinson explained that's what's so cool about the situation, and that's also so cool about them progressing here and really making some headway. This article is pretty new, and it's one of the only ones that's really recent. I don't know why this does not pop up in my search results. I've tried, all right? I'm filtering on different countries, filtering on different terms with different quotations and whatever, trying a lot of different stuff. But I don't know. Cardano bearish in the long term as selling pressure continues to build. The cryptocurrency market has been trying to break out from a bearish price movement that began on 24th of September, a day which saw a majority of the tokens, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, bleeding by double digits. Since then, whatever the coins have gained has been neutralized by a wave of market corrections, and it's really the case. Cardano looked bearish in the long term as the 12-hour price chart saw the information of an ascending channel with the probability of a bearish price breakout, while the 24-hour chart saw the altcoin forming a symmetrical triangle which has a probability of a price breakout in either direction. However, the RSI indicator showed that the selling pressure has been high since the 24th of September. All right. Cool. So this is all I gotta say on that one, right? 5 days ago, New Balance to use Cardano technology to fight counterfeits. I would personally put this more in the hands of Vechain, because again, that's what I kind of would relate them with. But okay, popular American footwear brand New Balance will join an increasing number of fashion brands and corporate giants looking to leverage the power of Cardano's blockchain technology to curtail its rapidly growing counterfeit problems. Pretty cool. Why am I being so quiet about this? Why am I not too enthusiastic? This was all said in the summit in Bulgaria. A lot of these things actually were talked about in the summit. And in my head, the summit is already a while ago, and this all feels like old news. But to you guys who've not really been looking too much into these coins on your own, you're like waiting for my videos possibly, or just looking at, recaps or whatever, it might be something new. But to me, it's not that crazy. And also, New Balances in the back of my head, like they're sorry if it's not your case, or sorry if you whatever you think. In my case, New Balance is really not the shoes that are, that counterfeited, at least in my area here. To the people I know, like they're cheaper shoes around this area. I mean, if you're comparing them to Nike, like New Balances, I don't even know how much they cost, but they're like a little bit of a lower tier here, at least in my area here in Amsterdam or whatever, in the realms here in the Netherlands, at least where I've seen. They're a little bit of a lower tier than, for example, Nike or Adidas most of the times to most of the people that I know. Again, not trying to offend any of y'all, not trying to say New Balance is bad. It's just for the people that I know, they're a little bit of a lower tier. So if you're then counterfeiting them as well, I think, there might be something wrong. But I could understand why people would buy them as a counterfeit, because they're already relatively cheap. Relatively, all right, to a lot of these sports shoes, a lot of these big brand shoes, they're relatively cheap. Trying to put everything into perspective of relativeness, because they are still quite expensive to a lot of people. And I mean, I don't even know how much they are. Let's say $70. Still could be a lot of money for a couple of shoes, all right? So I'm just trying to put it there so nobody gets offended, or nobody thinks, you have easy talk, and you're in this country, that whatever. Having that said, I can understand why you would buy counterfeits, as they're pretty good. The counterfeits that I've seen on, those Chinese websites, they look pretty good. And if you're buying New Balances here, you don't give a crap about what people think about you. So, I mean, they look nice, why not buy them counterfeited? And in this case, then, New Balance here is trying to really take a dent in that counterfeiting market, as the Chinese are doing their best to get a lot of them out there. They were awarded $1.5 billion in damages by the Chinese court after it was found that the company selling shoes under the name of New Boom had ripped off of its designs. I mean, $1.5 billion that they received for that, for ripping off their design. That's amazing. It's a pretty big lawsuit, pretty big result, pretty good for them. I mean, if I could just get a 1% or a 0.1%, I would be quite happy. 0.001% I would also be happy with. 0.0001% I would also be happy with. Even 0% I would be happy with, which is what I'm having now, and I'm always happy. Cardano ADA given green light on Binance US. Market fails to respond. Binance US prepares to add more trading assets, including ADA, ETC, and XLM. Cardano is down more than 17% amid broad-based declines in the cryptocurrency market. Well, guys, that was it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you press the like button right now, as we did have a pretty cool episode here. We covered a lot of different topics. We covered a lot of different articles, a lot of different titles, a lot of different really important things. But if you did enjoy it, make sure you press the like button right now. I'm just going to quickly scroll through them to show you guys exactly what it is we talked about, so you guys will never forget, because this was amazing. If you watched this far, make sure you put in the comment section down below variations. Yeah, put something with variations in there so I know that you guys have watched this far. So go ahead and do that, guys. Make sure you press the like button on this video to enter the giveaway, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody, and have a very nice day.